Alright, hello there, and welcome to another Starfield mod review. So today we're going to be taking a look at a paid mod called Living Outpost by Lauren Keir. So this is a mod that allows you to assign crew members to beds and jobs with selectable work and sleep schedules. It adds trade options, and there's 80 assignable activity markers and also a buildable DJ and sound system. So this is 600 credits, which to be honest is a bit pricey. I've seen a lot of people like kind of initially like, oh dear lord, 600 credits, that's quite a lot. Now, the mod author has done some stuff in the past, like I believe I'm not extremely familiar with a lot of modders and stuff, but I've been told that this mod author has done some phenomenal work. I believe with the script extender, they did have they have done ship crew assignments, which I reviewed, which adds the 80 custom stuff. So I'm guessing what this basically does is it builds on that free mod that they have made and allows you to do some other things. So yeah, we're gonna go check it out and we're gonna see if it's worth it. 600 credits is quite pricey for a paid mod. It's about €6, $6, probably around £5. But yeah, let's go check it out. I'm gonna be on Xbox just to test it. I don't think that would cause any issue. But yeah, so yeah, let's go check it out, shall we? All right, so we're in game now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go set up an outpost, and then we're going to kind of check out some of the settings. Also, Cora is taller. She didn't like some of the comments saying that women are always short, so she went to enhance, and now she's like 7 feet tall. Fair enough, Cora. All right, so yeah, so we're going to go do an outpost and then get some crew, and then we will be right back. All right, so we're here. I have some crew purchased. So one of the first things you've got to do is you go into these. This works similar. So in the gameplay options, Living Outpost, we have to enable it. So basically, this unlocks the buildable assignments, miscellaneous categories, and makes them visible. So we're going to enable that. And then the sleep starts at 10 p.m., shift starts at 8 p.m., sleep ends at 6 a.m. No, we're bumping that up. 10 a.m., there we go. And it starts at 11 and it ends at 6. Perfect. All right. So what we do now is we're going to go look through. Now, if I'm assuming... Oh, okay. Oh, no, there's some different ones here. We're going to need iron. Ooh. Planting. Assignment, kneeling, planting. Okay, so we have a lot of assignments. A lot of assignments. Now, I've covered most of these. I believe there's probably going to be some new ones here. Yeah, there's kind of some new ones. Yes, there's some new ones here. I believe we can also assign enemies to beds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go pick up some aluminum. Let me mark that. Some aluminum, some fiber, and some iron. And we will be right back. All right, so we've got all the things. So I've made 2 beds currently. So what I'm going to do now is... I'm wondering if... Right, so let me check. So, does the beds alone allow me to assign the crew? Okay, so the beds alone don't allow me to assign the crew. So that makes me think that I'm going to need to, at the very least, have some of these assignable. So we'll put you there, like so. And then we'll do dance you here. Yeah, I know I should have built it in a better spot. All right, so now that these are assignable, so like before, I believe I can so I can interact with them myself, like the other mod I reviewed, which is really cool. So now will it allow me to assign them? No, it won't. Okay, I was expecting that to be a lot easier. We'll be right back. All right, so I went and I got it. So I had a feeling that it was going... I couldn't assign them until I made these crew stations. So just for clarity, I don't do outpost building. I thought you could assign crew... Oh, she just shrank to do her job. Because you... I assume that you could assign crew to an outpost without needing these, but you do need these, which is, yeah, problematic. So anyway, so now that they're here, I can then go into my ship or anywhere and crew, and I can click on these, and I'm going to assign them to the outpost. So all 3 of them are going to be assigned to the outpost. They should pop up. I'm going to wait an hour or two. I mean, where did I park? Apparently my ship is there, but yeah, we'll be back. All right, cool. So here they are here. So this is Marika. So I can trade, or I can assign, or I can talk. So trade allows me to look in their inventory and basically... Wait, do you not have a gun?
Missed the sound of my voice, huh?
No.
Nice.
All right, so if I click on her... Oh, whoops. If I click X on her, I can assign her to a bed. That is her bed. And then I can also assign her again to the object. So as you can see, it's currently daytime, so she's going to work at that there. I probably should have chosen a different one. Yes, Crimson. After making your stance on weird female mods, you make the female NPC dance. Yes, I know. But, so you can assign each crew member... Where's the rest of them? You can assign each crew member to one job and one bed. So if I click X on it, the owner... This bed is owned by Marika Boros, and that again... this assigned is owned by Marika Boros. So she is going to dance from the gameplay settings. She's going to dance from 11 a.m. till 6 p.m. She's gonna dance from them times, which is pretty cool. We're gonna really quickly, I'm gonna wait, and can I actually sleep in the bed while it's okay, cool. I would say it'd be kind of cool if it was like, this is not an owned bed, because yeah, but I mean, here, Outpost, I'm gonna wait an hour or two. So what time is it now? It's now 16. So she's gonna still, where's the other? Okay, so then we've got another one. I'm gonna assign this guy to this bed, and then I'm going to assign him to the workstation. Captain on deck. So I think first and foremost, I think that, right, so the price of this, it's in my, like, there's clearly some like work going on here, right? And there's clearly scripting, like the fact that when you click highlight they glow, ready for action, Captain, which is kind of cool. But do I think it's worth 500 in its current state? No. Now, one of the reasons why is you need to place these to begin with, which means that you're going to be limited to, I want to say, let me check up my perks. So currently we can have, what is it, 6? I think. Yeah, currently we can have 6. Now, I believe if you level up which one is it? Is it one of these perks? Yeah, so with this one, I believe you can bump it up to 12, which even then, that's a bit, yeah, like, I would expect at the very least, I would have liked it that any of the, as long as you have a bed at an outpost, you can assign crew. So if I place down a bed, I can assign a crew there. If I place down 2 beds, I can assign 2 crew. Instead of just needing these. I don't know why the mod author, because clearly they put a lot of effort into like the whole, into the, you know, the dancing, or not the dance, into like the assigning stuff. So we can obviously also trade with this guy too. Always a pleasure, Captain. He has some gear on him, which is pretty cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait. We're going to sleep till it's time for them to go to bed. So they go to bed at 10. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait, and then we'll be right back. All right, so it's now bedtime, which means they're going to both use their bed, like so, which is very cool. And they're going to sleep for many hours. I'm going to make another bed very quickly, and we're going to bed. We're going to do a bed. Yeah, sleeping bag. It's a bed, right? I think it's a bed. Can I assign the sleeping bag?
Glad to be a part of
I
the
don't
team.
know. Oh, I can. Yes, she's got a sleeping bag now. And then we will assign her. So there is the DJ booth stuff. I have covered it in the other mod. There's no point. I won't cover in this. So I'm just looking at some buff rifle pose. We're gonna put this here. And then I'm going to assign her to that. All Right, now can I actually sleep while you're sleeping? No, okay, that makes sense. Alright, so I'm gonna make a chair. I'm just gonna sit and watch my crew for like 12 hours and we'll be right back. Alright, so now she is...
Everything looks good at my station, Captain.
Honestly, that looks kind of badass. That looks really cool. So yeah,
All systems looking good, boss.
so if I go into the settings now and I was to disable living outpost, it still runs like normal. The only difference is you can't see the assign pose. So maybe the mod author should word it better in the settings. So instead of it, you know, being disabling, because it says here, unlocks the billable assignments and the ability to assign. It should say, like, when you enable it, you can see them. Disable it, you can't see them. The mod author does mention, let me really quickly show you, if we go to creations. So it mentions here, Outposts, you can assign crew members to one job and bed, to one jobs and beds. You can assign, I'm assuming they're not a native English speaker. I mean, they might be. I'm also bad at writing, to be fair. One crew member can be assigned to one furniture and one bed. Oh, also can be assigned to furniture. Okay, we'll check that in a minute. Jobs can be any furniture in the outpost. Outpost includes player homes as well. So let me put a chair there. Let me put a chair there, and I'm going to assign you. Oh, no. How do I... Oh, okay, so I need to go back into enable. Okay, we'll go settings. We'll enable. All right, we're going to assign you to that chair. And we're going to...
5 by 5, Captain.
Yeah, I want you to get off that, though. Thank you. How do I unassign? I think... Okay, so does that mean... All right, so you can only... So you can choose to either assign them to an assignment or a chair, which I like the idea of the chair because you can basically, like, set up, like, kind of... it reminds me of in Fallout 4. There was mods that added, like, defense, like, you know, locations, and it was basically just a chair. Now, one thing I will say, again... I think that if you have any object in your outpost that counts as an assignable... She's still dancing. If you have any object in the outpost that counts as assignable, it should come up in the menu as assignable. You shouldn't need to place this first. The other thing is, if you're going to charge money for this mod, which, look... I've had a lot of people come to me and say, like, because I mentioned it in stream, and some people are like, oh, Crimson, like, that's, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying because I don't want to butcher the name. You know, they're a really, you know, talented modder. They did good work, you know, stuff like that, which is fair. But other people don't know that. And, like, realistically, like, they've clearly done some crazy work here. But I think 500 is a bit, you know, it's a bit pricey. Considering you're still constrained by the fact that you can only have a max of 6 or 12 with the perk. So I'm going to really quickly go to a house. I need to... Where am I going to buy a house? Okay, we're going to go to Neon. And we're going to buy the house in Neon real quick. Just because I want to see... Because it says you can assign them to the house. I'm wondering if the mod author has made it so that you can place those crew stations in the house, or it just means that if you had a mod. So we'll be back. All right, so we're in the penthouse now. I'm just going to see build mode. Can I place them? Okay, so I can place the assignments. Let me place one here just to... I don't see the one that I'm specifically looking for. I don't see I don't see the desk that would allow you, but I will check. So if we go to crew. So yeah, so currently we can actually assign them. Now I did review a mod that allowed you to assign crew members, but again, it was one of these mods where I believed it was too overpriced. If you want to check it out, just go to my channel and Google assign crew to your home, I believe it's called. yeah, it kind of seems like the same with this. Like, there's clearly some scripting, some cool scripting going on, but like again, I think it's a bit too expensive. I think 1 to 200 credits would be definitely fine, considering, like, look, this mod author has clearly done a lot. Like, these animations, like, thingies, these are really cool. Very, very cool. But honestly, yeah, I don't see... I think the only real difference with this and the free version is that you can assign them to bed and furniture, you know? Like, it seems like the mod author has just kind of added some of their free stuff in to kind of bulk it up, because if you remove these, essentially all you're getting is the ability to assign to furniture and beds, which, again, it's a cool feature. I will be the first to say it should have been in the base game, because that's how Fallout 4 did it, and it would have made Outpost a bit more alive. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I could see this being a mod for like 1 to 200 credits. Now, obviously, if you are a fan of the mod author and you want to kind of buy it as a way to kind of like, praise them, that's acceptable. That's one thing I have always kind of said, like with paid mods. Like, if you have a mod author that does some free stuff and then they want to do a paid mod as a kind of a way to endorse stuff, as long as the mod works, charge. If you want to charge a little bit more, obviously, people who don't want to endorse the mod or don't know the mod author, a lot of the time myself, will kind of come in and be like, why is that price so highly? But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and if I did make any errors, let me know in the comments. Bye-bye.